What is good, guys? It's Ray-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to talk about what's going on with the overall market, what you should be watching for moving forward. I'm going to give you guys a very quick recap about what happened to Tesla as we saw Tesla dropping today before getting a very monstrous bounce and starting to push up to much higher levels. I'm going to break down Tesla, talk about SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers, and also break down how things are looking so far from a technical standpoint. Before I do anything like this, before I talk about the news affecting Tesla, what caused it to move the way it did, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you're guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. Now, this offer ends in just about 8 days, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, let's break down what's going on with the market in Tesla. So, when it comes to Tesla, we had a very interesting day. Tesla came all the way down to this 250 area, which is where we formed the bullish divergence before getting the bounce. Why did Tesla drop this hard? Well, here's the answer as to why it happened. Firstly, we had this news that came out that was bearish for the markets. That's why the market gapped down and dropped. Non-farm payrolls increased by 336,000 in total, which is once again bearish news because the market wanted this to be around 150,000. And because it was so hot, it was so much hotter than expected. This made the Fed, or at least incentivized them to be a little bit more hawkish. They are saying that the jobs market is too strong, and this is really affecting their policies. And this is leading to more fear for investors. So the Fed being more hawkish was the reason why the market was slowed down from the beginning. Another reason why Tesla dropped in the morning was because of this. Tesla cut the prices of the Model 3 and the Model Y. The news has come out that for the Model 3, it used to be listed at $40,240, and now it's been listed at $38,990. It's a little bit over a $1,000 price cut. With that happening, with the price cuts for Tesla and the bearish news involving the economic data, we saw Tesla in the market slow down. However, Tesla did not just continue to tank as time went on. Tesla dropped and remained weak for the first couple of hours, but then it started to push and push because we came very close to this new headline that came out. And basically, we had some bullish news that came out. This was some good news that came out. Basically, there's this new rebate, an instant rebate as much as $7,500 starting in 2024. Now, why is this such good news? Because what happened is the US government is trying to incentivize people to buy Teslas. Previously, based off the rules, a person would pay a full price for a new EV, then wait until the next time they filed their taxes to apply to receive a non refundable credit of up to $7,500 for a new EV and $4,000 for a used one. Now, this led to lots of delays. A lot of people were not liking this as much. And a study by George Washington University found that many car buyers, especially those who were lower income, preferred to receive the credit instead of an immediate. They wanted to receive the credit as an immediate rebate. That's what I was trying to say. Sorry about that. And then this is what happened. So this new change has come. Now dealers are able to apply the credit at the time of the purchase. This is a big change that happened by the IRS. Basically, this makes a discount for the price. It's going to be instantly a lot cheaper for the car, and then this is going to provide the rebates to the buyer as cash. So once again, this is going to be an instant change, and this is going to incentivize more sales, if anything. And this is going to be very, very good for those tax credits. So this is some big news, very big change in the system, and it's great news for them. As far as Tesla goes, there's no confirmation about when Tesla is going to be giving us the delivery event. I haven't seen that just yet, so we're just going to be waiting for that. And now the news has come out that Tesla will post its financial results for the third quarter on Wednesday, October 18th. So less than 2 weeks from now, Tesla has its earnings. This is going to be very important for the company. We're going to find out what's happening to Tesla's future, and guidance is going to be key for it. Anyways, those are pretty much the main headlines affecting Tesla, besides the ones I went over yesterday already. And now let's break down what's happening to the share price for Tesla, SPY, and all these different tickers very quickly. I'm going to try to be brief here. So on Tesla, we have this possible head and shoulders. This thing is going to likely try to push for 262.5. So remember this head and shoulders, we're going to see a big test at this level. We could be developing a right shoulder, so if we reject off 262.5 to 263, if we reject off that range, we could see this thing staying towards 255. If we break it, we could see this thing push for 268. We're going to be watching this very carefully to see which way it ends up going. This test is going to be key. If we break above 262.5, we could break above 263. Then we could see this thing push for 265 plus and possibly even 268. If not, if it rejects, then this thing can start sinking. So watch this all very carefully. We will see what ends up happening from here. This is going to be very key at that test. For SPY, it's looking a bit more bullish, but nothing is guaranteed just yet. Okay. Now, there's a possible inverse head and shoulders that could be forming if we do get a rejection of this 433 area. If we reject off here and come down, we could be forming like an inverse head and shoulders. If we break above it, we could be pushing close to like the higher 230s, 430s before we get any kind of rejection. Now, the last thing you could also do is kind of like ignore all of this. We could just delete these for now. Let's just ignore the bullish and bearish cases. We could also do one more case. It depends on if we like bounce off this area or not. That's the biggest like thing dictating this. I would say that you want to look at the chart like this, and then you can bring up the Elliott wave perspective where we have like wave one down here. This was our wave two. The whole drop we saw for the last few weeks was wave three. We're about to see wave four, whether it rejects here or not. If it rejects there, then this could be like wave four for the final bottom before the market starts to push up and rally for the end of the year. Or wave four could be like a little higher before we see anything like that. So it depends on if we bottom or not. We're just going to be watching this just to see. And then later on, we could get this pump, of course. We'll see if the market has bottomed or not. If the market already bottomed, this could just be an inverse head and shoulders. Or we could reject off here and then form the inverse head and shoulders, or we can make a new low. It all depends on this test. So it all depends on if we break above this level or not. That's going to tell us what's more likely. So watch this test at 432.5 to 433. That's going to be very key for next week. For Nvidia, same thing. I have two possibilities mapped out. We could see Nvidia reject off this 460 area and come back down to the trend line towards the 444 range. Or we break 460 and then we try to fill the gap at 470 before we end up dropping. Those are the two most likely possibilities. So we'll see what happens at 460. It's a key level. QQQ has the same thing going on. 366 is going to be key for the QQQ. So here we have 366. If we break above it, 370 is a possibility. If we break below it, 362 is going to be a level to watch for. So watch that test very carefully. It does look like the upside is looking more probable as we're starting to see some good volume and etc. And finally, for Aapl, this is going to be the last one I talk about very briefly for the day before I end this video. Aapl is going to be testing. Now we have a rising wedge. We're going to be testing 178. If we break it, 180 is a possibility. If we reject off this, we could start sinking towards the lower levels below like 176.5 if we break below it. So watch this rising wedge very carefully. Watch these levels very carefully and do what you have to do, guys. With that said, I just want to thank you all so much for listening. Please have an absolutely incredible rest of the day. And just know that right now, the market's in a very interesting state. We dropped pretty hard. Now we're trying to bounce. So we'll be watching it and we'll see what happens. Anyways, that's what I have for this one. I thank you all for listening. Watch these levels. And I'll see you guys very soon on Sunday for my next video. Until then, enjoy the weekend, enjoy football, whatever it is you guys want to enjoy. And I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you and peace out.